This episode of Spectre Sound Studios is brought to you by the world's greatest heavy metal cruise, 70,000 Tons of Metal.
Just picked up a Gibson SG Standard 61 in TV Yellow on a Black Friday deal. It's a fantastic guitar and sounds almost as good as a Harley Benton.
Almost as good. That's because you probably ran it on a double blind test and were kind of shocked by the results. I fear that the only reason that you're finding this test pointless is because it might have challenged your assumptions. Good morning, how the hell are you? Just want to say a great big Merry Christmas to everybody out there. I'm shooting this on Thursday the 18th. I'm not sure what day this episode is dropping, but just want to send some goodwill to everybody who's been watching the show lately. Thank you very much for stopping in today. I haven't done an episode of Viewers Comments in quite a while. I've kind of had my hands full looking after my wife. Thanks to everybody who commented on my 1-year update with her. We just had a physiotherapy assessment today and she did real well, so I'm extremely proud of her. So things are definitely starting to turn around for Julie, and I'm really thrilled about that. Anyway, this show is about you, not about me or my personal life, so let's get to your comments and questions right now.
These are the most pointless test comparisons I've ever seen on guitars. Only good for clickbaiting and creating rage comments and drama.
Okay, Constantine, you might have a point there. Maybe from your point of view, that's what you think it is. However, let me explain. Those kind of videos I'm making for myself when I was like 19, 20 years old, when I thought, buying a more expensive guitar would give me a better sound, especially when it comes to recording in a studio. So what I'm trying to do is show you what exactly happens when you take away the visual and you're forced to just use your ears to judge the sound of a guitar. And it's shocking how much the perceived difference between guitar sounds vanishes once we take that visual away. I fear that the only reason that you're finding this test pointless is because it might have challenged your assumptions and you might have already invested quite a bit of money. Look, I'm just here to help people find the best results possible for the least amount of money. If you spend a lot of money on a guitar, that's absolutely fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Just don't be fooled into thinking a cheap guitar is going to hold you back as far as sound is concerned.
I have a Bogner Uberschall pedal. How do you think that would jive if I bypassed the shitty Line 6 garbage and it ran it straight into the tube circuits?
Nathan, that's a fantastic question. I would assume that bypassing the front end on a Line 6 spider valve and plugging your Bogner Uberschall pedal right into the effects loop is probably going to give you some damn fine results. After all, RCA designed the tube section, Line 6 only did the preamp. And tube guitar amps are all based off the same RCA design. That's how that works. And that's why nobody gets sued for copying amps. Because you can't, because it's a public domain circuit. Now, I can't say 100% of that Bogner pedal is going to sound great because I don't have one and I'm not able to demonstrate it. However, I can take an educated guess and think, yeah, it probably would turn out pretty good. It's definitely worth experimenting with if you have both those items. Just be careful with the output volume of the pedal going into that effects loop because you don't want to be blowing any of your speakers. Good luck, dude. Give it a shot.
Why do you think it's dumb to charge flat rates?
I don't think it's dumb. I know it's dumb because I've lived it. Here's the problem with charging flat rates. Let me be very clear here, and I'm going to use small words so even the bass players can understand. Musicians do not respect you. Simple as that. They don't respect you. They don't respect your time. If you're charging flat rates to track, especially if the band's coming in and you're charging them flat rates, every minor flaw will become the biggest issue imaginable. And they will spend hours upon hours doing take after take after take in pursuit of perfection that they are never going to achieve because they simply can't deliver that kind of performance that they think they can. And your life will tick right on by and they will have zero regard for it. I say this not to be a cynic, but I say it as a man who's had the experience. I have lived it, and it is the most infuriating thing ever. It is incredible how fast musicians will change their tune once you are charging by the hour. Suddenly, the minor imperfection that they needed 50 takes to correct that they never actually do, suddenly that's not so important anymore when it's costing them money. Ignore this advice at your own risk.
I got a new Harley Benton a few months ago. On top of shipping from Germany, I had to pay an extra 98 freedom dollars for taxes and duties. That's the first time I've ever had to do that with Towman.
Well, people get upset when I talk about politics, so I'm not going to say anything other than, you're surprised by this? All right, real quick, this episode is brought to you by 70,000 Tons of Metal, the world's biggest heavy metal cruise, and just a few tickets are still available. Now, if you're into metal and you're sick of winter trying to kill you every year, this is the escape hatch. Sun, metal, booze, and lots of it. 70,000 Tons of Metal 2026 is sailing to Nassau in the Bahamas, and it's non-stop live metal the entire time. Multiple stages, bands playing around the clock, and you see whoever you want, when you want to. No overlapping ticket tiers, no running across town. You get on the boat, you are in. I've been doing this since 2019, and here's the part that people don't tell you. There's only a finite number of cabins. Once they're gone, that's it. No second show, no we added tickets. You miss it, you missed it. And the lineup this year is stacked. They got Anthrax, Violence, Firewind, Camelot, and a pile more. And yeah, you'll also get the artist meet and greets, musician clinics, 70,000 tons of karaoke, and the stupid but mandatory belly flop contest. You can catch a show, grab some food, sit in the sun, hit an excursion, or just park yourself in a hot tub and listen to a band playing on the main deck. It's completely ridiculous in the best possible way. The food's great, the music's great, and the people are shockingly amazing. It's metalheads from all over the world, and somehow it's the least toxic crowd you're ever gonna be around. So yeah, this is not hype. If you ever thought, well, I'll just do it next year, that's how you wind up missing it. Check it out at 70,000tons.com and grab a cabin while they're still available. I'll see you on board in 2026. All right, it's been way too long since I've done one of these. Let's do the Butthurt of the Week. Mega.
Hey everybody, Glenn Fricker here. On today's video, I'm going to show you how this Hello Kitty guitar I bought on AliExpress is so much better than your Gibson. Also, I made a doctor's appointment today, and I'll be able to see the doctor sometime next year for free. Up here in the land of hockey, we also have skyrocketing home prices and the rent that have been housing made unaffordable for many Canadians, especially in cities like Toronto and Vancouver. And mental health services remain underfunded, and the opioid crisis continues to claim thousands of lives annually. But hey, my plan is to deflect about talking how shitty things are in the good old USA. Also, don't forget to tune in next week when I show you how this 5-watt monoprice combo is actually better than your Mason Boogie head.
Hey Delta Whiskey, thanks so much for writing in. I really do appreciate it. Obviously, the video I made about this guitar and the stuff you're gonna have to go through for importing it to the US, that might have struck a nerve, and that's absolutely fine. You did hit the nail on the head when it comes to Canadian housing though, but that's as far as I'm gonna get into it, because a lot of people got upset because I said the dreaded P word, and they would much rather I bury my head in the sand and just ignore all the mitigating factors when it comes to why guitars are getting more expensive. That's fine, okay? You know what? I don't want to upset anybody. I just want to have a good time with this. I'm just going to say this. You know, if you're that upset with what I do, that's fine. Please go and make some videos that you want to see, because maybe somebody out there would like to see what you have to say. But then again, it's just far easier to sit around and bitch, isn't it? Got another butthurt one, not quite as epically butthurt as the last one, but this is from Mr. Smiling Human.
No, dude, having me listen to a blind test and then telling me you'll explain which guitar is which in a week is bullshit. Don't waste my time.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I distract you from your work trying to cure cancer?
By the way, Glenn, I love how you also critique societal issues with humor. I hate sarcasm unless it's laid on thick, and I have to say, you have the gift.
I am completely unsurprised by how many people miss the fact that it's sarcasm.
Check out Leo James, made at the Court China Factory. My father-in-law, who has always been about the deal, gave me an excellent telly from this brand. I bought a Les Paul clone shortly thereafter. I have had multiple USA Jackson Japan ESP custom shop, and I used to own a 99 Les Paul custom Black Beauty. These cheaper options I can actually play and sound better than the expensive name brands.
I don't know how true that is about sounding. Generally, once we take the visual away, they all sound pretty damn similar to each other, especially if you're going humbucker to humbucker. I don't think there's going to be any kind of sonic advantage of Leo James, but I will say I've looked at the brand. It does seem intriguing. It's something I definitely want to check out. I have no idea if that's actually made by some Court China factory or not. I have no knowledge. I can't verify that either way. I would like to see that verified, honestly. But I do think my next stealth buy is going to be a Leo James, because I want to find out if it's a good value for you or not. Because honestly, one of the things I love to do is recommend awesome budget guitars, and we've had some amazing ones on this show. This Harley Benton, absolute monster. It's just fucking fantastic. I'm so impressed with it. But honestly, my number one budget guitar right now, this guy right here. This is the Guitar Fetish Steve Brown Signature. This guitar just gets used so much because it's just so damn comfortable and easy to play. You really can't go wrong with it. I might upgrade this at some point, maybe put some better tuners on, maybe some better saddles and a different nut. But honestly, I'm really happy with it just the way it is. I know Harley Benton's doing a version of that one coming up next year. I got to see one of the prototypes at Guitar Summit in Germany, and I'm really looking forward to trying that out because I think it's going to be pretty damn sick.
More neat people need to be told about deoxit. I have put up with crackly pots on my 73 Les Paul for years, not wanting to swap out the originals. A quick spray of deoxit works perfectly again. Are there any downsides?
Not that I can tell. I think I bought my first can of keg deoxit in like 96 or 97 at the Roseville, Michigan Guitar Center, and I've still got it. Yeah, I got this for $13.50 at Guitar Center. Still got it. It's still got about a quarter of the can left. This stuff is just freaking amazing. You're doing any kind of electronic work, you own a home studio or anything like that, you want to keep your pots clean or your volume pots or anything like that, this is the stuff right here. This was recommended to me by Dave Thomas, a Canadian electronics guy who helped me out with my Wardbeck console purchase way back in the early 2000s. He recommended this stuff, and yeah, you really cannot go wrong with this. Like I said, one can has basically lasted me my entire professional career. So yeah, if you see this on the shelf somewhere, grab yourself a can. You cannot go wrong with this.
Are you going to sell the IRs individually? It's hard to justify signing up $150 when I can York Audio own hammer packs for like $1.
No, I don't sell my IRs individually. They're part of the home studio cheat code. That's where you get my entire IR collection. You get my amps through Neural Amp Modeler. Plus, you get 2 full-length courses, a beginner course and an advanced course, all on mixing with free plugins. Plus, you get 4 group calls with me where I walk you through the tracks and help people out with their mixes. They're a lot of fun. It's definitely worth checking out. It's what I call an unbeatable deal. So no, I don't think I'm ever going to offer my IRs individually. If you want the IRs, grab the course.
Hi Glenn, how do you record video and audio separately and then sync on them? Or is there a software where you can record the interface audio and webcam that are pre-synced for vids on YouTube? Thanks, brother.
Oh, okay. I'm doing that right now. I'm actually recording audio on Reaper here. I've actually got a mono track from the mic being recorded, plus I've got a stereo track just as a backup, because what the hell, why not? And that's getting routed out of the console and into the camera right now, so I don't have to sync stuff later. I'm using the Panasonic Lumix S1 II camera, and it's got 4 channels of audio. It does it at line level, so I can take a line level signal out of the console and set it there, and it's just amazing. It's sped up my workflow by several orders of magnitude when I'm doing guitar videos, because it's got 32-bit audio, which means you cannot go over. It is absolutely phenomenal. That's how I've been doing it for years, though. It's just basically recording a Reaper and then send a signal from my sound card, which usually has more than 2 outputs, and I'll send that straight into camera as well. Works like a freaking champ. You can do it with a smaller interface, like say maybe an Audient or something like that, but you're probably going to need more than 2 outputs to do it. Good luck in your pursuit of that, man.
I think the biggest thing you proved here is that with decent mixing and YouTube's compression, even the spider sounds passable.
Nick, come on, really? We're doing the compression cop-out again? I see that come up all the time, especially when some of my tests don't go the way people expect them to. Oh, it's the YouTube compression, it's the YouTube compression. I think that's vastly overstated how much the YouTube compression affects audio quality, because these days it sounds pretty freaking amazing. I'm not hearing any huge issues with the audio because of YouTube compression. I think what I proved with that video is that if you bypass the front end on a Line 6 spider valve and use something cool like a Velton pedal, you can get some truly stunning results. Because here's the thing, without that Velton pedal, the spider by itself, not that great.
Hey man, I'm writing you from Italy. You're doing an awesome job on your channel, and now with the simultaneous translation, I can finally understand what you're saying. This is crazy. Much respect to you, and I wish you and your wife all the best. Big hug from David.
Hey David, thank you so much for writing in. I really appreciate that. Actually, my wife is Italian descent. Her family is from the Venice area of Italy, and one of these days we are going to visit, I'm hoping, anyway, once she's well enough to travel again. But thank you very much. And to anybody in the international audience watching, I'd just like to send a great big greeting and thank you so very much for watching and subscribing to the show, and all your support really does mean the world to me and Julie. So thank you very, very much for that. And that's really cool that there's some kind of auto translation system in place now, or auto dubbing. I don't know how well the auto dubbing is going to work. Hopefully I don't sound like a complete idiot in your country, but hey, if it helps you watch the show, then hey, you know, I'm all for it. All right, that's it for this episode. Once again, get your tickets for 70,000 Tons of Metal today. Don't miss it. It's going to be absolutely amazing, and I hope to see you on board. All right, until next time, if there's somebody in your life that you care about, please give them a hug today. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you next time. Yeah, it's like I'm in just too nice of a fucking mood right now. Oh, okay. Hey, by the way, Glenn, I love how you do these critique socialist By the way, Glenn, I love how you do.